India is a massive country with a lot of creative people. But for some reason, we don't value our creativity, we don't value our culture. We need to understand that in India, so if government figures talk about 7 million artisans, unofficial figures talk about 200 million livelihoods linked to the craft sector. Now that's a massive data gap, which means all of them get excluded out of the systems as we know it. We are attacking that problem as an entirety by one, bridging gaps in information and data, which is critical. We're bringing in the right kind of business support for enterprises, and lastly, we are bringing in the kind of financial support. 200 Million Artisans really started out as a COVID response platform, a website to really reduce the information gaps, to foreground some of the work that was already going on in India, to highlight the work of non-profits, social enterprises who needed support, and to help the global community find ways to support them.
India's handmade economy is teeming with immense potential to create dignified jobs and livelihoods, while also supporting gender inclusion and climate action at scale. Organizations like us see this as the next necessary area for inclusive financing, which will require adequate solutions for capital deployment, and we are keen to enable them. But we need information, access to networks and pipelines, and the right partnerships to build future pathways, which is where 200 Million Artisans comes in.
I think Creative Dignity and 200 Million Artisans have had a very synergistic relationship from the beginning. So while we were looking at addressing the challenges on the ground during the COVID crisis and post the crisis, 200M decided to address the key gap of the sector, which is that of data, research, and therefore financing for the sector. I think the path they've chosen will really bring the focus to the handmade economy as having huge potential for economic and ecological impact. The research has been an important first step, and the next steps that follow from here will be crucial.
5 जनरेशन से ये काम कर रहे हैं और कोविड के बाद 200 मिलियन से हम जुड़े हुए हैं और उनसे काफ़ी फ़ायदा हुआ है हमको। उनसे कुछ जूम मीटिंग्स हुई है जिनसे काफ़ी लोगों को पता चला कि कच्छ में मुंद्रा में इस तरह का बाटिक का काम हो रहा है।
And also, I think in mainstreaming, this sector, the kind of financial support that is required in terms of working capital, sort of structuring that is required, so to say that it's not just a bespoke product which the sector can make, but it can be the next FMCG with a heart and soul in the products that are made. They have a huge hand, I would say, and thank you, Priya and team, for being a part of our growth as well.
Enterprises reach out to us saying, thank you for doing what you're doing. Investors reach out to us saying, thank you for doing what you're doing. Academics, students reach out to us saying, thank you for doing what you're doing. It is to change and shift perception about the handmade sector and its power and potential. That is really our impact. And today, if the sector is being taken seriously, I'd like to think, our team had a very, very small role to play in the sector being taken seriously today.